My name is Ava Mitchell. I was halfway through a flight from Miami to Chicago when the woman sitting next to me started staring at me. Not normal staring, scared staring, like she had seen something she should not have seen. Every few minutes, I caught her looking at me, then quickly looking away. At first, I ignored it, but then her eyes kept returning to me again and again. About an hour after takeoff, turbulence hit the plane. My sleeve slipped back while I reached for water. The woman suddenly froze, her eyes locked onto my wrist, on a small crescent-shaped birthmark. She looked like she had just seen a ghost. Then she turned toward the window and stayed silent for a long time. Finally, she spoke. Business trip? I nodded. Conference in Chicago. She forced a smile, but her hands were shaking. Then she asked another question. Did you grow up in Florida? I frowned. Mostly, yes. That answer made her uneasy, as if she was hoping for something else. When the flight attendant returned our boarding passes, the woman glanced at mine. Ava Mitchell. The moment she saw my name, her face went pale. Real fear, not confusion. Fear. She tried to speak twice, but stopped both times. As the plane began descent, she suddenly turned fully toward me and whispered, I'm sorry. That was not a normal way to start a conversation. Then she asked the question again. Was your mother's name Laura Mitchell? My body froze completely. Nobody ever asked me that. I looked at her. How do you know my mother? Her hands were shaking badly now. Then she slowly reached into her bag and pulled out an old photograph. A newborn baby wrapped in a pink blanket, a woman crying beside the hospital bed, and another woman standing behind her, watching. My breath stopped because that second woman was my mother, Laura Mitchell. I turned the photo around. There was a date written on it, exactly my birth date, exact month, exact year, exact week. Under it was written, baby girl, no name, just that, no Ava, no Mitchell, just baby girl. The woman finally spoke. My name is Diana Brooks. And then she said something that changed everything. My sister gave birth the same week your mother did. Silence filled the plane. Only one family left the hospital with the baby. The plane landed, but I couldn't move, because something inside my life had already changed forever. After landing, neither of us moved from our seats for several seconds. The airport noise felt far away, like I was underwater. Then the woman beside me finally spoke again. We need to talk, but not here. We ended up in a quiet cafe near baggage claim. She placed the same old photograph on the table. Her hands were still shaking. My name is Diana Brooks, she said again. Then she continued, my sister, Olivia Brooks, gave birth the same week your mother did. I stared at her, not understanding, but already feeling something was wrong. Diana took a deep breath. Olivia was taken to a private medical center outside Miami. Complications during delivery, heavy sedation, confusion. She paused, then lowered her voice, and then they told her her baby died. My chest tightened. No funeral, no real explanation, just paperwork. Diana looked up at me, but Olivia never believed it. She said she heard a baby crying after they told her the child was gone. Nobody believed her. Not the doctors, not the nurses, not even her own family. They called it trauma, stress, hallucination. But Olivia never stopped searching. Then Diana leaned closer. There was something else. She kept asking for a death certificate, but she never received one. That detail made my stomach turn because it didn't sound like a mistake. It sounded intentional. Diana pulled out her phone. She opened scanned documents, old letters, hundreds of pages, all written by Olivia, all asking the same question. What happened to my daughter? My hands went cold as I read. Then I saw a line that made my breath stop. My baby had a small crescent-shaped mark near her wrist. I froze. My eyes slowly dropped to my own wrist. Same mark, same shape, same place. Diana watched my reaction carefully, then whispered, that detail was never publicly recorded. It only exists in one place, Olivia's private notes. My heart started pounding. This wasn't coincidence anymore. This was something else. The next morning, Diana called me again. I found someone. A retired nurse, someone who worked at that clinic during the year I was born. 3 days later, we met her. Her name was Evelyn Grant, 78 years old, sharp eyes, but full of regret. The moment she saw me, she looked away, like she couldn't hold my gaze. Then she whispered, "You have Olivia's face." The room went silent. Evelyn sat down slowly. Then she said something that changed everything. There were two births that night. One was Olivia Brooks, the other was Laura Mitchell. My stomach dropped. Evelyn continued, but one file disappeared. No record, no name, no trace. Just a missing number in the system, and that missing file matched the exact date I was born. My hands started shaking. Before leaving, Evelyn gave Diana a small box. Inside were old papers, notes, and photographs. Then I saw it, a photo inside the clinic. Olivia sitting in a wheelchair, crying, and behind her, my mother, standing, watching, not speaking, not helping, just watching. I couldn't understand it. I had to go home. I had to know the truth. That night, I went into the attic. My parents kept everything there: boxes, albums, old memories, and maybe secrets. After hours of searching, I found it. A blue baby blanket, folded carefully. My hands froze instantly because it looked exactly like the one in the photograph. In the corner, stitched letters. OB, Olivia Brooks. Under it, an envelope. Inside were letters, dozens of letters, all addressed to Laura Mitchell, all written by Olivia, begging, asking, searching. And my mother had read them, all of them, and never replied. That night, I confronted my father. For the first time, he didn't deny anything. He looked broken. Then he said quietly, "I thought it was a legal adoption." That word hit me like a shock. Adoption. Not birth, not truth, adoption. He explained everything: a private arrangement, cash payment, quick process, no paperwork ever returned. Years later, my mother found Olivia's letters, and instead of telling the truth, she stayed silent for decades. The next morning, I went to my mother. She opened the door, and the moment she saw what I was holding, she knew. The letters, the blanket, the truth. Her eyes filled with tears. Then she whispered, "I knew." Everything stopped inside me. She sat down slowly, shaking. I knew there was another mother searching, but I was scared. Scared of losing you. Scared of everything falling apart. Her voice broke completely. Then she said something worse. "Olivia came to our house once. My heart stopped. She stood at the door. She asked to see you. She begged me to open the door. I didn't." Silence. That moment destroyed everything I thought I knew. A week later, I took a DNA test with Diana. We waited 3 weeks, the longest 3 weeks of my life. When the results arrived, I opened them alone. One line changed everything. Closed biological relationship confirmed. Diana wasn't a stranger. She was my aunt. And Olivia Brooks was my biological mother. A month later, Diana gave me one final letter. Olivia's last message. I opened it carefully, my hands shaking. One sentence broke me completely. "If my daughter is alive, I never stopped looking for her." I cried for a long time, because finally I understood. I wasn't abandoned. I was lost. And there is a difference. People ask me if I hate the woman who raised me. I don't. Because she loved me. She raised me. She gave me a life. But somewhere in that same life, another woman never stopped searching. Now both stories live inside me, and neither can be erased. Because truth doesn't destroy life.